What up? What up? Welcome back. It's a brand new episode of none other than
The
JasVynce Show. Yes, amazing job. Welcome, everybody. My name is Vince.
And I'm Jasmine.
And we're here talking about another episode of Married at First Sight, Season 12, Episode 6. I already forgot the name of the episode. It's Defending Your Wife. And there was a lot of that or lack thereof in this episode.
Yeah, that's accurate.
We're still on the honeymoon. It's day 4 to 7 of marriage, so they've barely been married for an entire week. These people are just getting to know each other. It's a lot going on. Before we get into the show, I did want to say thank you to all of our new subscribers. Thank you for everybody that is tuning into the show. Thank you to our YouTube friends, Millennial and Mom, for having us be a part of their platform last weekend to have a live discussion, and we'll definitely be doing that again soon. But let's get into the show, baby. Let's get into the show. All right. Starting with obviously, again, the couples, they're still on their honeymoon. They haven't really got too much stuff to do. Again, they're in Vegas. There's not literally too much stuff to do. It's a panorama. There's too much going on or not enough, I guess, for them to be able to really enjoy themselves. But I want to start with some of the couples, and then we actually did get to see the couples meet up a lot this week. So just to talk about the couples individually, starting with Ryan and Clara, I think he seemed worried when he asked her about what kind of guys that she was into, and she started
chocolate, vanilla, butter pecan, mint chocolate chip. Girl, you sound like you've been ran through.
Everybody that's not him. She listed like what was it, like frat boys and stuff like that.
Boys. Anybody that doesn't like me as much as I like them.
There was a lot.
I'm like, this is scary.
There's a lot going on with them. So it was unfortunate to.
It was the wrong answer, sis. That's not what you tell your man that you're married to. Okay.
Yeah. So that was cool, but he finally broke the news to her, which is something that we were waiting for, which is that he has never loved. He's never loved. I gotta.
No. Posture.
Oh, my posture?
Yeah. No, don't. You look like that. You was like this.
I don't know.
Come on.
We're on a different couch, y'all. We in a different area. We on our fake vacation. But yeah, so I'm still getting used to where I'm at right now. But yeah, he's never loved.
He didn't say that. He said he's never
told anybody. He's never used the L word before, which I think is it's not super, super weird, but it's relatively uncommon.
How old is he?
It's 26. It's relatively uncommon for somebody who who claims to be ready for marriage.
Well, also she said that he's had multiple, like at least year or 2 long relationships. Mm. That's why I'm like, I don't know about that.
So I don't know how that works, but that's something that they're gonna have to continue to tackle.
How long does it take to love somebody?
Depends on the person. It depends on the person.
I feel like if you in a relationship, it don't take that long to love somebody, to be honest.
Again, it depends on the person. So I don't know. Like, that's not something that you can.
Were y'all just in a relationship, but y'all didn't spend time together? Were y'all long distance? Like,
how many different
matters?
It does, and there's so many different types of situations.
If I'm in a relationship with somebody for over a year and there's no like love in the relationship, I'm out.
That's you.
Most people.
All right.
You're a goof.
Ryan's a goof.
All right, who's the next couple?
What I do? All right, so moving along, I got my friends Haley and Jacob, or Jacob and Haley, however you want to call them. We got to see.
They had sex.
We got to see them have sex. It's so crazy that we
did not get to see them have sex.
No. We didn't get to. I was gonna say we got to see her say that,
they had some drinks, and they had sex.
Yeah, but she was kind of shy about it. All this came out during the couples meetups that we'll talk about. But she was like, "Well, I figured you're married to the guy." So, and I'm like, "Is that the reason that you?" I guess. So I guess
she basically did a pull the Chris. Basically,
she trying to take the training
wheels off. She pulled
the
Chris is what she did.
Did she pull a Chris?
Yes,
because that's something I've heard. That's something I've heard. So
women do the same thing. You like, he seems like a nice guy.
Explain.
Maybe if the sex is really good, I'll like him more. But if the sex is bad, then it's not. It doesn't work. It makes you be like, oh yeah, I'm out. Peace.
Is that what took place?
That's what happened.
Is that what took place?
I think that's what happened. And also another issue that could have happened is after the sex, or whatever. Like, you see towards the end of the episode, Jacob, like, I just feel like you're not, like, trying, or you're not trying to, like, connect with me now.
Do you think they try to have sex again?
He said no. I think what happened is there's two different kinds of guys.
Right.
There's more than two, but Jacob is probably the type of guy that after having sex, he is more, like, affectionate. He's like, I don't know what kind of, like, if you're okay with affection and all that stuff. So I feel like he wants more. Not just sex. I'm talking about he wants more of a connection. He's made it clear that he wants more of a connection. And Haley is more, like, drawn back to me. So
okay.
I think that he might be coming on too strong now for her. She's just that type of girl. Like, you can't, her mom said you have to give her space. You can't, like, be like, oh yeah, we had sex, so yeah, can I hold your hand? Can I love on you? Can I do this? Like, no, like, she's not that type.
My thing is that I thought it was interesting that she said she was starting to like him. His thing was that he couldn't tell if she wants the affection or not.
I'm telling you, the sex is bad.
Hey, I don't know.
It was bad.
It's possible he couldn't tell.
She switched up. It seemed like she was leaning into him more.
Exactly. So for him to be confused, for him to be confused about that, and her to say, like, something's missing. We're showing affection, but we're not necessarily learning more about each other. I don't know. There's room to grow. So I don't know. I don't know about that.
You know why the sex is bad, right?
Why is that?
His diet.
Steak and eggs, baby. Steak and eggs.
You need to eat something light.
Steak and eggs.
You need to be eating some vegetables before sex. You can't be having no steak.
Come on, get some pineapples in your system, bro. What's going on? So after Haley and Jacob, I have, do you want to talk about Chris and Paige right now? Do we want to do this right now? You want to do that? Or you want to get into Eric and Virginia? Because all of that. Let's go to Brinson. Because basically, again, our quote unquote hot topics today is mainly just spilling over of what happened at the couples meetups. So again, shout out to producers for having us get to see them interact with each other so much within this episode. But what's gonna happen? Shout out to Brinson this time around. We got to see them. I know. I was going to say, some of these pictures again, we on a different couch. So the pictures, we're further away from the camera usually. So the pictures show up smaller on there. All right.
No more peach shots.
But, I got, what I'm saying? Just want to throw a little, just a little picture. In there. How about that? But I'll take that out. So yeah, we're talking about Vincent and Brianna. I think the cutest thing was her asking if she has annoyed him yet. And I feel like because this is something that Jasmine does very often. I
do it every day.
She knows that she's gotten to him at some point. And nice guys like us.
I'm pretty sure that I'm Brianna and he's literally Vincent.
Nice guys like us Vinces, we will not necessarily let our queen know how much she is absolutely getting on our nerves and disturbing our peace when we're just trying to relax and live the wonderful Vince lives that we're trying to live. But at the same time, we'll let you know, like, hey, I'm not necessarily going to be like, if that's how you do things, then do you, as long as it don't infringe on my peace. That's all I ask. Like, you can't help but be a bossy queen. You know what I'm saying? But it's a little bit annoying. So
I'm not bossy. I ask you to do things. Babe, can you get me this? Can you get me this? Can you get me this? That's what I do all day.
Can you get me this? It's
not always bossy.
It's not always a please after that. It's not always a babe before.
It's a thank you when you bring it.
Sometimes. But yes. But yes, I understand. I get it, Vince. I get it. So he wouldn't even come out and say the answer because honestly,
apparently they did have a conversation about
which is beautiful as well. Which is beautiful. You don't always want to like have people. I don't know. Have your wife upset or something like that because I don't know. You don't want her to be upset. And also it's going to lead into another argument about something. So you don't want that with equals more annoyance. But she admitted that he annoyed her at some point. What I don't remember what it was.
She said, well, you annoyed me today. And then she turned around. I'm like.
She didn't go into detail?
What?
I'm not.
I was like, what?
I was like,
and
what did he do?
apparently overnight, Vince must have said something to her. And he basically was like, she needs to tone down the assertiveness.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to know how she's going to take this. Yeah. And apparently she was upset because she felt like he was saying that she's rude. But I feel like I would prefer for my husband to tell me that I don't like the way you're talking to me, or is there an adjustment we can make? Don't do that.
Go ahead.
Because it's more like from a love and wanting to work it out and come to common ground versus somebody on the street saying, "Oh yeah, you rude." You know,
there you go.
That's different.
There you go. She obviously doesn't want to come off rude. They had a little I-Fly date, which I think is super cool also. And yeah, they said they had the conversation about that when the cameras were off, about her being assertive and how it aligns to his views on respect and stuff like that. So I thought that was very
Respect
interesting.
is very important.
It's very important.
So if he feels disrespected, I'm glad that he's the type of guy that will like, I'm going to let you go ahead and do you, but I'm not going to let you cross a certain line. Like, right. You have to be able to speak up. Don't be a pushover. And I was scared he might be a pushover.
So shout out to Brinson on that one right there. Amazing, amazing couple. They always bring us so much joy. But speaking of disrespect, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get into your favorite segment of the JasVynce show. Everybody, hey, where you at? Hey,
you got it.
Chris. All right, cool. So yes, back to our wonderful friend Chris again. Don't like to put the black man down. And honestly, he wasn't even that bad in this episode. I feel like everybody...
He was just saying lots of I can't say that word on...
Yeah.
He was saying lots of BS. So basically, Paige was saying, I'm excited for you to meet my dog or whatever. Like, and will you take her for walks and stuff in the morning? He's like...
That's how he started off, right?
He's like, I don't want to... He basically said, I'll tolerate the dog. She like, I'm tolerating a whole kid and you... Can't give me some energy towards my dog. Are you kidding me?
I'm out here playing stepmom. You can't clean up some poop.
Right,
my guy, what's good?
Right.
What's good? I'm
basically...
going to be changing diapers. You can't change my... You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
So, Chris, this episode, I think he gave probably the most red flags this episode.
Really?
Yes. Everything that he was saying. Then they talked about... he said, "Oh yeah, I don't agree in joint accounts."
Yeah.
He told her that he makes 4 times what she makes. Believe
it.
No.
He didn't say he makes 4 times. He told her this is what like. So
that is what he said.
Wait. That's what. Wait. Listen to me. What I'm saying right now. Right? Yes. He did say He was saying that I make 4 times what you make. He didn't say that though. It was the choice of words that he used. You make a quarter of what I make is what he said. That's very demeaning to me.
It is.
That's very demeaning.
And she's an accountant. I'm pretty sure she's not
very demeaning.
Broke.
And he don't believe in joint accounts, which is something that is like.
And is he a homeowner? I don't think he is.
We didn't talk about that.
If she makes a quarter of what you make,
but she
has a rental property, come on. She's winning.
Oh, I forgot she has a rental property.
Well, she has a home that she owns that she rents out.
Oh, we need to talk to Paige after this, man.
Paige is doing something, right?
She's doing something.
She knows how to manage her money. He's just spending money.
There you go. So he's not down for the joint account. I forgot the reason he gave. He just don't believe.
He don't believe it. He said, "Oh, if you need money for something, I'll just give it to you." I didn't like how he said that. That it reminded me of like a sugar daddy or something.
Yeah, he's definitely.
He don't want to be married.
He definitely wants to be have control over certain situations, and it's just like, bruh, like in a partnership, that's something that you have to be willing to to come to an agreement on.
Now, let me be clear. I believe in the joint accounts, but I believe in having your own money too. Always. I mean, in case you got the dip.
I mean, yeah, I guess. But yeah, on top of that. We got into, I think this is later on, we got into the fact that he came out and said that he does in fact still love his ex and might even want to go back, apparently.
And that was the final straw for Paige, which was weird to me. All this information he's giving you in less than a week in the red flags, final straw, all of that. Was the fact that he was like, oh yeah, I mean, I do love her, but love doesn't make everything work. Well, love doesn't mean we should be together. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I don't want another man raising my kid. I'm just like, I feel like a lot of people feel that way, but I do not support being with someone you don't want to be with just because you have a kid together. Ever.
Yeah. My biggest thing is that, as we were talking about before, and we talked about this in the live with Mama Millennial as well, he's clearly like, people are claiming that, okay, this guy's like clearly like a master manipulator. He's a narcissist.
It's not working,
he's that.
But
yeah. Like nothing is amusing to me. Like nothing is dragging me in from anything that he's saying. So I don't know how anybody in life period has ever fell for anything that he's got going on. Maybe it's just like, I'm not,
He's
the
able
smartest
to
guy
read.
ever, but like I feel like I'm not amused by any of this. I'm like, really? I feel like you're lying to me, and I'm, may not be the best judge of people at all times, but like you are trash at getting your point across, and I don't believe one word of this. And I'm thinking that's what some of the other couples have began to pick up on, and that's what's causing some of the tension within the group.
But I feel like he's basically like using God. It's like he got Paige in slavery, okay? So during slavery, they used the Bible to basically keep the slaves in line. You know what I'm saying? And he's using her spirituality and her, her love for God as a way to keep her like on a leash, basically. Yeah. And every time she's like, you know what, I'm uncomfortable, or I'm thinking about, exiting situation, he's like, you know what? Now I'm attracted to you spiritually. Yeah. Sir, don't give me a new thing that you're attracted to.
He said yesterday I started seeing you in a different light.
Because she prayed for you?
Spiritually attracted to you. Yeah, she prayed for him, which is a beautiful thing.
That's
and
great.
Then she going to come and say, I pray for Chris. I pray that he's my person, that, we'll find something. And I'm just like, that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful way to look at it. But it's
not adding up.
It doesn't seem like a good idea. Like you said, everybody at this point would have been like, yeah, I'm out. I'm not feeling this. Yeah. He just, again, like you said, the most red flags that you could have possibly seen.
He said all the red flags. He's showing his temper this episode too.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know if bait and switch is the right term, but he does a lot of like reeling you in and then like, oh no, but I'm an asshole still. But oh no, come here, please console me. I need help. I'm a broken little birdie with no, I need my wing bandage. But you ugly and I got babies and like I'm just like, bro, what are you doing? It's a lot. I did want to touch on Eric and Virginia. All I have in capitals is lit.
Okay, hold on. So
this episode,
Eric basically was talking to Virginia. First of all, they were having a conversation and they both looked tipsy. Yeah, I think he looked like he was fed up with being drunk. Yeah, and that's why he started the conversation like, all right, so when we get back, he was like, when we get back, I can't be drinking like this. I can't. So basically,
at least he knows that.
He said that he was super concerned about her drinking and partying, and she said, "What's her partying schedule?"
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all drinking all night.
Every week. How do you have a job?
I was gonna say some people don't even work that often.
Also, if she's just starting off in her career, let's assume she's not making a lot of money. That's
26 again?
That's at least $300 a week spent on drinks and food.
Yeah, you would assume
that's a lot of money.
And this is where the biggest issue, and the only other thing I have outside of lit for them is the whole that she cares more about her friends than being married.
She does.
You did say that. I thought that was a very
because she's like, yeah, me and my friends go out and they're very important to me. I'm like, yeah, but like, if you were to say, oh, I'm only going to go out with my friends once a week, would you lose those friends?
But not only
because you're married?
Not only that, not just her friends in general. You got to remember that he's insensitive about her guy friends.
Yes.
So if you think that you go out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you would assume that because she's so strung up on how her guy friends can't be a part of her life, that you would assume that there would be some guy friends factored into there that are possibly paying for some of these drinks here or there, facilitating some of the
that would be nice.
Some of the parties that are taking place on Thursday or Friday or Saturday. You know what I'm saying? There's basically a bunch of stuff that Eric doesn't want to be a part of or necessarily have her a part of either. And I do recognize that. Again, we've talked about this. He's a pilot, so my guy is most likely not drinking like that. So it's great that he's turning up on his honeymoon. Now it's starting to look scary throughout the episode, which we'll talk about. But yeah, man, I can't be mad at him right now. I can't be mad at him too much right now because he doesn't.
Seems like he's trying to reel her in before they get back home, but we'll see if it works.
Possibly.
I don't think it's gonna work.
Admittedly, since I used to drink heavily, I've stopped. I become a lightweight.
Did
you know what I'm saying? I become a lightweight.
You used to drink heavily?
I used to.
Before I met you?
Yes. Oh. So I'm a lightweight now, you know what I'm saying? And I've literally lost like 100 pounds since I used to drink a lot. So like, it's very easy for me to, take a couple sips of wine or something like that after not drinking
and go to sleep at 8 o'clock, like every week. every day.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's all I have for Eric and Virginia. So we did get to see them all meet up. We did get to see the couples, as a group. You want to start us off for what all the couples was doing when they was talking about?
So the girls met up at the bar and basically everybody was expressing their concerns. Virginia was saying that they have some issues because he doesn't believe in male friends and he's super traditional.
There we go.
Which he made it clear that he was traditional. I don't know if he's as traditional as his family is. And what does traditional mean? Like, she's not traditional at all. So I just think that's a weird mix.
All right. Shout out
but I'm glad that she does see that that's an issue.
Yeah.
So she's not that drunk that she don't know it's not an issue.
Yeah. So. I do got to say shout out to comedian Jasmine W, who we were watching on YouTube also, who calls, I feel like a few people have called her this, but calls Virginia strictly vodka. And that's her name. And I think that is hilarious. I'm just putting that out there because we haven't, I told you before, like we haven't seen nothing else from Virginia. We haven't seen nothing else from her. And it's crazy that it's rubbed off on her husband now, too. It's like, yo, my man's is lit.
He was so drunk.
He's lit. But let's keep talking about you still on the girls?
Yeah, so Clara is basically, she brought up the fact that she's concerned that Ryan has never said I love you to anyone. Right. And she says, she said they're keeping their sex life private and it's good.
I don't know what to feel about that.
What does that mean?
Do you think that means?
I think that they're having sex. I think that Ryan, I knew from the beginning after seeing Ryan that if he was having sex, he would be very discreet about it. And I don't have a problem with that, especially if y'all both agree on it.
I think they'd be all right. I think they might have something going on.
I think that's why he's dealing with her talking.
I was going to say, he seems a little uptight, but if that's the case, then so be it.
He's halfway uptight. I don't think he's fully uptight. Like, he has a good time, but he just is kind of dry to me.
Everybody Smith Ashton. Shout out to y'all.
All right. Next, they were noticing that Paige is like super quiet and disconnected. Paige looks uncomfortable in every single scene. Like
now, yeah. So I want to run back to the description for the episode, which says the Vegas honeymoon continues for 4 newlywed married couples. All right. Couple number 5 deals with an unexpected shock, which leads to a major blow up. So we'll talk about the blow up also. But I'm like, if Paige is completely, like, obviously we know how, I mean, again, no spoilers, but we can see how, Paige is probably checked out of this a little bit. Yeah. But are they insinuating that this is over, like, completely? Like, they're not even on their honeymoon. They're just 2 people here with other couples. Like,
maybe. I don't know where they're going with it.
Right. Very interesting. But yeah, Virginia is here for you, Paige, just in case.
Virginia says she's not a Chris fan.
Just in case you needed some help, Virginia, she's here for you.
All right, you want to do the guys?
Talking about the guys. They led with my guy Eric, who is 100% lit. He's like, yo, I'm on cloud 9.
What
man.
did Vince say? He said,
Vince said, Eric is chocolate wasted. Which I think was the best way to describe exactly what he had going on. Because he was like, he's over there, yeah, man, He
was slow blinking, like, did he go to sleep?
he had a lot going on. He lit, capitals, twisted. I didn't have any other different types because chocolate wasted was probably the best way to.
Yeah, he was gone.
Way to describe that.
And even Chris was laughing about it. Like, you could tell Vincent and Chris was over there laughing because Eric was so drunk that he didn't realize that he was that drunk.
But he also, the funny thing is, I didn't have too much about the guys meetup, but I noticed that he was ad-libbing every single thing. Yeah, yeah, like anytime somebody was talk about stuff, yep. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yo, he's gone, bro. He is lit. But I think they did go around the room one time, and the only thing that drunk Eric had to contribute to Chris was like that you need to man up. You need to make sure that you are there for her, and he was lit. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, but Chris was like, what do you mean man up?
That's the thing.
I am manning up. I told her I have a baby. I'm like,
here's when the blow up starts.
You told her you have a baby, that's manning up, sir? What?
To him letting
instead of lying about it.
Cause and again, this is where
he doesn't know what
I might sound like a Chris supporter or something like that.
Don't do that.
Only thing I have to say is that like you, as much as he seems like he might be trying to manipulate and be an asshole about the certain situations, like you also have to take into account that he just became aware of all this too, and clearly whatever he's got going on with himself, he also is dealing with it like as we're watching this. So for everybody to be like, you blah 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 blah, you trash blah blah, you know, he's just like, yo, I'm on my honeymoon just like y'all. Like I have no control over what's happening in the outside world.
Yes, you do have control.
I had control over a situation.
You made stupid fucking decisions.
I had control over a situation and I made a bad decision, but now he's dealing with the consequences of it. And I don't know if you could say, I've never been in a situation like this.
Being a man, it's like, oh, I made these decisions and these are the consequences of my actions. And that woe is me thing, the only person that's woe is me is Paige, because you dragged her into it.
Facts.
Knowing you had made decisions that could affect her later.
But maybe he didn't think that it was going to turn out like,
no,
I don't know.
Guys never think
that. Exactly.
They never think it's going to happen, but it's always a possibility if you having sex raw.
That's the point. So yeah, I'm not gonna stand up for Chris, but I do realize that
he is processing his emotions too at the same time.
That's what I'm saying.
I understand.
At least people should take that into account.
I understand.
But drunk Eric couldn't see that anyway, so I think
Eric can't read a room.
That too.
Every single time he walks into a conversation, he can't read it.
But he's walked into every conversation late and double L. LL Cool Eric. He's been late and lit to every single, thing that's happened. So that turns out to be another situation later on. Do you want to get into the next meetup?
Let's go. They went to do ATVs. It was Eric, Virginia, Ryan, and Clara, and Chris and Paige. They did the ATVs.
Right. I was going to skip over this one.
Whatever.
Yeah.
No, this is very
something important happened.
So basically, they paused, I guess, to get water, like for a little break while they were doing the ATVs. And Clara and Virginia were asking Chris, how's everything going?
Rightfully so. I'm glad they didn't start off too crazy.
Like your homegirls do, checking like you good. We know you was on some I can't say that word either. We know you was on some BS a couple days ago. Are you treating our girl good or whatever? Happening? Yeah, what's going on? So basically, he starts going in on Virginia. And I'm like, why is he going in on Virginia?
He's like, and another thing, don't be coming up in here.
I'm like, Clara and Virginia approached you about a situation. I think that it was rightfully so that they should have, But why did he attack Virginia? And we find out he's mad about the comment she said, was the baby his?
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, you disrespected me, da-da-da. So basically he
didn't start off good.
He said, I don't appreciate you and Eric's fake concern is what he said.
He did say that.
And I'm like, fake concern? Is it fake?
I don't appreciate the fake concern. I thought that was interesting. That escalated eventually too.
Yeah, but basically Virginia was like, you should be going above and beyond, to please your wife at this point. And he's like, I told her about the baby. I'm like, that is not above and beyond. That is basic.
But in his eyes, again, he still thinks that that's enough. That's what I'm saying. So you have to take into account not only everything that he's going through, but also that he clearly does not even have the mental capacity to understand that that's not enough.
Chris is not ready to
You know what I'm saying? He's not ready to be married.
All these people on this show are not ready to be married for one reason or another.
It kind of is showing, and people, somebody has said this is supposed to be the most romantic season ever or something like that. I'm kind of noticing that most of the people in this season are not, or it don't.
But I feel like that's been every season. It's always something that the person is dealing with that would prevent them from being fully ready to be married. But normally they like the other person enough that they work through certain issues. Yeah.
My biggest thing is that I'm looking forward to seeing whenever these experts pop up and are able to give us some type of guidance. Because I think that even in other seasons past, when you have seen couples be going through some stuff, like hopefully the experts will be able to pop in and like put them on the right path, I would say. But where are the experts is all I got to say. Where y'all at?
But that's not all that happened.
Go ahead. I have that it escalated once they finished the trip.
He told her, stay the F out of my business.
I don't give a bleep about you.
Yep. I don't. He basically cussed them out.
In whatever van they had going back.
And then this was before the van.
Oh, I'm talking about in the van. Go ahead.
Yeah. And then He called her a drunkard.
I missed that.
Which I thought was funny because drunkard is something that like my grandfather would say. Like, I don't think in 2021 people that are our age are saying drunkard.
We're calling her vodka. She's a drunkard.
Okay.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
So
I'm
basically,
sorry.
Eric
You can't be
Jones,
mad. You can't be mad at that one because that was a
what
shot.
bothered me was that Eric was like, yo, bro, you need to calm down or whatever. And Paige immediately starts apologizing on his behalf out when they were out there at the ATVs. Then they got in the van and he was just cussing the whole time. And she was still apologizing for him.
Yeah.
I'm like, I do not want to be married to someone that I constantly have to apologize on their behalf. That's not a man. A man apologizes on his own.
Right.
So why is it that it seems like Chris has a pattern? This is the third time we've seen it where he does some BS and then apologizes the next day. Does some BS, apologize the next day.
That's his pattern.
You need to, as a man, you need to be able to catch it when it's happening so that you can stop it then. You shouldn't constantly be apologizing for the same behaviors.
He don't recognize it again.
That's a problem.
He don't recognize what he's doing is wrong. I have that he apologized, so they had gotten back to the hotel or whatever.
They had the final dinner before they leave.
Yeah, so Chris came out and apologized to, was it Clara and Ryan first?
Of course, Vodka and Eric, who was late, they wasn't there yet.
Yeah, they wasn't there. I think Chris apologized to everybody. He let them know he was, he didn't mean to be disrespectful. That's not who he is.
He said he was frustrated earlier and he needs people to respect his privacy.
Yeah, again,
on a national TV show.
He let her know he appreciates his wife on how gracious and how much of a woman of God she's been. I thought that was dope.
He said he has not been a man of God. I was like, come on.
At least
you know it.
At least. But so he let that, Ryan and Clara, they wasn't having it. He was like, oh, I'm glad that you took the time. I wasn't necessarily
But she apologized as well.
I wasn't feeling that. Also, she came and said, I wasn't really necessarily, in the best state of mind also because of everything that's been happening. But then my boy Eric came in hot, baby. They walk in late once again.
I don't think he came in hot.
He came in hot.
I think he came in, he was assertive. He wasn't hot.
They was late. Assertive is a good word.
Because when you talking to somebody, he's like, hey, we need to establish some boundaries because I cannot allow you to talk to my wife the way you did earlier.
Right.
I think that's assertive. And when you're talking to another man about disrespecting your wife, that's exactly how you should.
It was great, but I'm saying in terms of.
But they ain't read the room again.
That's what I'm saying. In terms of where the room was and the level.
We were like on apology. He came in
but
late.
It was like,
Why they always late?
It was like on the end because they lit. It was like at the end of the apology where it was like, oh man, and like you waiting for somebody to say something next.
Right.
That's the same thing that happened last time. It was like, oh man, here come Virginia and Eric coming in. We lit. What's going on, y'all? So this time it was more like, all right, so we gonna talk about what happened. Here, my guy Ryan with his side slick. I appreciate you. I appreciate. Wait a minute. I see what's about to take place. Yo.
Ryan is not about arguing at all, as we can see. He avoids it.
Like he just apologized just now, and I feel like y'all about to say the same thing, right? So before we even get there, Eric was like, "Yeah, I get you, but you're not gonna talk to my wife." So I appreciate Ryan trying to like
de-escalate.
Yeah, before it even got too hot, because it was about to get hot. It was about to get hot up in there, right? So shout out to Ryan for jumping in on that one. But Chris just had to sit there and say, "No, I'm very curious at what else you was gonna say. Like, let me know what else you had to say to me about, the situation." So I'm like, damn, now he escalating. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't appreciative of.
What happened to the man of God? It went out the window.
It went out immediately.
I feel like what Eric said was not disrespectful.
No.
I think that
he just didn't read the room, like you said.
The same way that Chris, part of the thing where like he was going back and forth with Virginia and Clara. I feel like Chris chose Virginia because he knew that Clara would verbally eat his ass up. Clara's and I think that Chris is one of those people that only will go at it with somebody that he knows that he's stronger than.
And she's a drunkard, so
both of them have preteen bodies, him and Eric. So that fight would be funny.
He saw that coming.
But also, Chris, hold on, I had a note. I had something. He was getting on my nerves.
Shout out to Ryan.
Oh, I didn't like what I did not like is Eric says, you scared people yesterday, man. And I was like, now you making him the intimidating black man on national TV.
Yeah.
With that bird chest. Who is he intimidating? Chris don't intimidate nobody. If you're intimidated by Chris or you're scared, you need to go to the gym. Simple as that.
Yes.
Speaking of the gym, Jacob once again was unbothered at the end of the table, like, oh, I guess dinner should be here soon.
Oh no, Jacob didn't give a damn about none of that. Jacob was like, please.
He was like, I don't know if I believe him.
Please. He was like, yo, I stopped watching people instigate fights in high school. Clearly,
right.
Just played his video games.
Right.
So that's something. So at what point did it get lit? Who said something that made him get up?
Because Eric said, okay, well, we're gonna leave, and then Chris got up and was like, it's whatever, man. It's whatever. I'm like, he just said he's gonna leave. That's de-escalating the situation, right? Why are you getting up like you want to fight him? I thought that was whack. Like, I feel like he's like Scrappy Doo. He's Scrappy Doo.
Scrappy Doo.
He's like doing all that. Yeah, I could take you.
Let me out.
Yeah,
Come
but
on.
I'm like, and Vince like, shh.
Thank you,
What
Vince.
was it?
Thank you, Vince.
What is it? Alignment?
He hit him with some.
He hit him with that shoulder.
With some defensive.
Yeah.
Like no. What we not gonna do? What we not gonna do?
Right.
Appreciate
like,
you. Thank you. We don't need the Maury bouncers and the Love and Hip Hop producers jumping out of nowhere to, you know what I'm saying? Try to settle stuff. It was a mess. It was a mess. I'm just disappointed at this point. I'm hoping again. Maybe next week we'll get some expert advice. Because that's why we watch the show. That's why we're here. You know what I'm saying? We want to see the professional advice. We want to see these relationships flourish and turn into something great and people have great interactions with each other. I know a lot of stuff has been downhill this season, but I don't know what to say, man. The only hot topic, I feel like we discussed our hot topic already. I know we got an extended episode here. Basically, our Ryan asking Clara if she could control herself a little bit better in the situation.
So basically, Ryan told her, like, in certain situations, like, you need to control what comes out of your mouth. I was like...
He told her, shh.
I don't know if I feel like I understood what he was saying, but I feel like Clara did not go in like Virginia did.
She could have
gone in. I feel like
she
was on a thin line where it could have been disrespectful, but it wasn't. I feel like she kept it pretty classy. She did not like go get like all screaming and stuff with him.
She could have gone in more. Do you think that he thought that she was trying to provoke Chris more in that situation?
I don't think anybody was trying to provoke
Chris. Because clearly Clara,
himself.
of course. Clearly Ryan was like, I would probably take the higher road.
Ryan didn't say anything when it happened. Like, if you don't want your wife involved in something, you'd be like, hey babe, come on. Like, he could have grabbed her and been like, hey, like, don't even involve yourself with this.
They don't know each other that well yet, though. That they can do
he
stuff
waited,
like
but I think Ryan is a person that avoids mess altogether.
Yeah.
He's like, you over there wilding. We not saying nothing in this household about it, but we also not rocking with you.
I get that. And I realized one of the hardest components of this experiment, if you will, is that not only, specifically for this situation, you got to deal with stuff blowing up, in other couples, and also your wife who you just met is also kind of tied into this stuff.
Yeah.
And you like, I don't know you, I don't know them. I'm just trying to get to know you and not have to deal with them.
Right.
And I'm trying to get us to be right, and you over there focus on them, and I'm still trying to learn you. It's a lot. it's a lot.
I get it. I still feel like if I were in that situation too, if I was Clara, I would have did the same thing.
So that's what I was gonna ask. Is that okay? Like for Ryan to say that, and would it be okay, vice versa? Would it be okay if the guy was like, yeah, you shouldn't?
It came off a little bit controlling, but I don't think that Ryan is really controlling, to be honest.
I don't think so.
I think that he just didn't know how to express what he meant. Because what he said sounded like shut your mouth, but I don't think that's what he meant.
Right.
I think he meant like, I'm a person that avoids conflict, so I would like it if you as my wife would do the same. I think that would be a better thing to say. If it was the other way around and a woman was telling, yeah, you need to learn how to control your mouth. Either way, it wouldn't come off well.
That's where we at. You want to get into these ratings?
Sure.
You're not even... You're not even happy.
I don't even know. This
happy about
episode, it just.
It was.
I didn't see much from.
It was a tough one.
Else.
It was a tough one.
Yeah.
Also, I was trying to get my my Eric and Virginia on, so I was a little bit lit watching this one. But, yeah, where we at? Week six. We gave Vincent and Brianna a 9.5. Are they still on track, or did their little
I'm gonna give them a 9 this week.
Ooh, they're going down.
She needs to get that.
They're going
she needs
down.
to get her bossy
they're going down.
under control. She needs to learn that it's a
Does
partnership.
she?
It's a partnership.
It's a partnership. I appreciate that. Emphasis on the ship. All right. Eric and Virginia this week. Last week we gave them both a 7. I think they're still rocking and rolling.
Yeah, they're still the same.
Obviously, they got some things to deal with. Would you say 7 is a fair score for them still?
I think so.
All right. Again, if you have some ratings for these couples, please drop them in the chat. All right. Or in the comment section so we know how you're feeling about these couples week by week. Again, we just keep track of them week by week to see how well we did. The wonderful Williams family. We gave them a 2.5/1 last week. I forgot. I think gave them a lot of negative zeros on the Millennial and Mom live show. Yeah. Chris and Paige.
They getting a 2. It's bad. I'm sorry.
Wow, that's higher than a 1. They're at a 2. A lot of manipulation and stuff going on, taking place in there. Moving on to Jacob and Haley, which Jazz loved them the last couple weeks. They seem like something might be off. Could it be it be the D? It might have been the D.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
You gave them a 7.5 last time.
6. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was bad, and that's why she's being weird now.
Hopefully, yeah. Hope she's a little bit distant.
You better get some vegetables and redeem
it. Yeah, she's distanced herself. You need to eat some fruits, Jake. Eat some fruits in your life, all right? And last but not least, Ryan and Clara, we gave them a 7. This is one couple where I feel like we just haven't seen too much interaction.
We don't see that much, yeah.
They're gonna show us more. They're gonna show us more.
So yeah, they still get a 7.
We'll still give them a 7. All right, that's all we got, y'all. That's all we got this week. Again, next week I'm really like this is I'm begging and pleading with you, Married at First Sight producers. Please give us some experts so we have something to actually take out of this episode aside from just
so we can make our relationships work.
Exactly. That's why we here. So people, as always, I always thank you for taking the time to watch. Please make sure that you constantly
like, comment, and subscribe.
Please subscribe, and thank you to our new subscribers as well. We on our way to 100, y'all. We on our way to 100, and of course the not even the mountaintop, but the big peak that we need to get over is 1,000 subscribers. So thank you for helping us on our journey to 100 subscribers. Please, anything that you took away from the episode or that you want us to comment on or even talk about next time, please drop it in the comments. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. My name is Vince.
And I'm Jasmine.
And we are the JasVynce Show. Peace out and see you next time, everybody. Peace.